Okay, Y2K. That's what we're talking about today. Here in Editor J's Collection Part 5. Finishing up on the white cards before moving on to probably red. It's next in line, it looks like. We'll get there. Finishing up one more pile of white. We're talking about Y2K. Why are we talking about Y2K? And how many times can I say why? A million. I can say it Y million times. The reason I'm talking about Y2K is because I was thinking about it the other day. I've been telling some stories about Guy and I from the past. We've known each other a long time, so he's in the majority of my life experience. In fact, he's been there for most of it to this day. So he's going to be in some stuff. But one of my fondest memories is how much we've been through. That came out wrong too. I'm fumbling, you know, it's late. Guy and I have a lot of memories, and we've been through a lot of major world events together. We've watched 9/11 on the news. We held a candlelight vigil in the middle of his street before him and Dave. Oh my God, I dropped another damn card. Before him and Dave were called to duty to protect people that were oppressed, at the very least, to avenge us, our very free country, for now, the United States of America, if we don't squander it in the very near future. But this isn't a political conversation. We saw 9/11 unfold live. We saw Guy and Dave a little closer than me, the Second Gulf War. We saw the war in Afghanistan. Again, them way closer than I saw it. We've been through historical moments. Y2K. And that's what we're talking about here, because it's a fond memory. Guy and I spent a lot of time together playing video games, drinking Jolt Cola. I mentioned that earlier. And a lot of times we would just be putzing around on the computers, which back then was dial-up internet. For those of you who don't know what that is, you had to call the internet. And it would ring and make a funny noise, and that means you were on the internet. That's a dial-up. It's much slower than today's internet. How many times can I say internet? And thought I heard my kid. Those are all older, so they can stay in that pile. What was I saying? I thought my kid was screaming. Sorry. We just got home from my dad's, and it's late. And they like to play games when we don't get to bed on time. But anyway, Y2K. In 1999, we were playing on computers, dial-up internet, pretending how to learn how to hack anyway. Guy probably did ultimately know how to do some of those things. I just used what I could find to figure that out. But, you know, we did a lot of things that would be considered a bad behavior. We never really actually did anything illegal. We just tried to learn. Learn about computers. Learn about the internet. 99.9% of it we spent on AOL, which, by the way, America Online. You know, chatting in chat rooms, trying to pick up 18-year-old girls like ourselves. Wait, we were boys though. But that's most of the time. But in December 1999, a worldwide fear encapsulated everyone, including us. Because computers, for those of you who aren't too tech savvy, they are completely run by zeros and ones. What you see is the product of 0 and 1. Different combinations of zeros and ones. It's called the binary language. It is the most basic form of computer language completely. It's how they communicate. There are building blocks upon it. There are other ways to program, but ultimately it all boils down to zeros and ones. And as the clock turned from at midnight on December 31st, 1999, the date on the computer would have been 00, which for all intents and purposes means off. So everyone around everywhere was afraid or anticipating everything in the world to shut down at midnight on December 31st, 1999. And they called it the Y2K bug. So we waited on New Year's Eve in Guy's darkened room. Me, him, my ex-girlfriend, and a teddy bear tied by its neck to a ceiling fan swinging round and round, to watch the clock turn from 11:59 to midnight. And we had the TV on the news, and we had on the ball dropping, and we had computer on, and we had whatever we could watch. Lights, we turned them on. Everything. And as the clock struck 00, midnight, I'm fairly certain Guy's brother ran into the room and shut the lights off, and we freaked out and thought the whole world had shut down, and then he flicked the lights back on and everything was fine, and nothing in the world shut down at all, because it was just a date change. So everything was cool. And there you have it. This is Editor J. Video number 5 on my collection. I've decided that I will be offering some of this stuff. If you're interested in any of it, bulk, 10 to 15 bucks for 1,000, shipping, 17 bucks maybe. We'll negotiate. I don't care. Rares, mythics, whatever you see. If you're interested in any of it, email me, editorjmtg@gmail.com. We'll have a conversation. And if you want it, and I want to part with it, I'm willing to do it, because call it a clearance. I'm trying to get rid of some, little bit, I'd say about 30 to 40% of this, to just make room for the next wave of stuff that is constantly being opened here at MTG Attitude, at least my part of it. So thank you for being here. This is Editor J. I'll see you guys soon.